Hello, everybody. We are back. And like I was telling Sri Devi a minute ago, red has changed to green. So, this is because of we've been discussing the wild and we have been discussing rewilding and we've been talking about fields and forests. So, this section of our chat is all about now let us play. And I'm handing the field and the forest over to Sri Devi, and Sri Devi is going to play. And we are all going to play with her. We are going to be her companions when she plays. So over to you.
Thank you, Chakra. Thank you. That is such a beautiful way of saying it, you know. Like Now Let's Play is also the name of the program, which I keep doing, right? My friend and mentor Bhavna, we both reframed NLP. You know, NLP is traditionally neuro-linguistic programming, but there is so much of the mechanistic metaphor in it, right? Like you said, programming, right? I could sense you were right. And we also sensed that it was very individualistic in nature, right? And so we just, to bring more field into it, bring more forest into it, bring more play into it, bring more curiosity, bring more context into it, we reframed it into now let's play, because then it would also remain true to its, you know, origins. Like NLP was initially born in cybernetics, right? It was not meant to be an individualistic affair. It was meant to explore complexity, relationships, ecology, tending, and all of that, right? And play has all of that, right? Play, like just how you just played around, right, Chakra? I mean, both of us have been playing around since the past 1.5 hours. Yes. And we have been doing this, like we have taken pauses, we have tuned into each one's rhythm, we have been tending to something which is already there between us, with a lot of, I mean, I could sense how you were tending, the care which you were bringing, and all of that happening, right? So play also brings in more curiosity, more body into the work that you do. It's not just any longer about, you know, mental maps or mindsets or whatever it is. It is the body in play. Yes. Right? It is. So that is now let's play, improvisation and the, you know, fluid frameworks, not rigid frameworks, and expanding our perceptions. And like how you played around with colors, right, just now. Yes. It was very very, you just improvised on the moment, right?
You were a bit startled, actually.
It was, it was not planned or anything.
Right. And that changed to amber, though I gave no warning. When you played, there are no warnings.
Yes. Yes. So it's just
supposed to play when you drive on the road. Unfortunately, drivers think that's a playground.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the place for impro or, whatever.
Yeah.
Being wild, being weird, all of that, somehow we unleash all that when we drive.
Yeah. So again, I'm not, so impro does not, you cannot improvise when you drive, but if you're learning driving and there are certain hurdles happening, or there is like, how do I navigate this traffic, or how do I get a sense of these gears and these vehicles and all of, I mean, there is a lot, right, when you're learning to drive.
You do improvise
That,
when you drive because you are where you are
yeah,
going with your actually no. If a driver starts
yeah,
calculating when he drives, okay, so many feet,
yeah.
inches, he will never drive.
No, it is
It is
just they
all
trust their bodies, right? That's
internalized. We are
intuition.
trusting, and we are
Yeah.
trusting so much. Actually, we are trusting ourselves. We are trusting so many others when we drive,
Yes.
and yet,
Yes.
and yet, we have
Yeah.
certain faculties switched on, and we work within certain disciplines. And it is when we violate these that something goes wrong. You see, what I mean, if we were not violating these, if we were actually mindful of these, then we could avert accidents also using our intuition and
Yes.
using our improvisation.
Yes.
What do you do when somebody suddenly swerves? You don't say, I'm going in a straight line, I will continue to go in a straight line. You also instinctively swerve, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are times when you break a rule, you're forced to break a rule.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is no time to assess whether your rule breaking could cause a worse accident.
Yeah.
So these are the same complexities I think we navigate in our lives. It
Yes.
is pretty
Yes,
much
Chakra.
that scenario. And even
Yeah.
our own lives, as my mother would say, what I say about playing and what you say about being wild, the wild also has its rhythm. The wild also has its discipline.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the whole point. You see
Yeah.
a wolf pack, they have their rules. They may
Yes.
be wild, but they have their rules.
Yeah.
So you see, in fair play, there are some rules.
Yeah. So, Chakra, like, yeah, a pack of wolves has their own rules,
Yeah.
right? Of
Yeah.
how they relate with each other. But that
Yeah.
also comes from they being a part of the larger ecosystem,
And
which
how they relate,
comprises of,
it's
yeah,
about how they
how,
have evolved to survive within that larger ecosystem.
yes, because it is not just about the rules of the wolves, but somehow they're formed with how they relate to the forests, to the lions, to the tigers, to the rabbits, to the, even to the fungi in the soil, for
Yes,
that
and
matter.
to the essential unpredictability outside them and also inside them. There has to be some
Yes,
checks and balances
yes,
on that unpredictability, and hence
yes,
those rules also
yes,
evolve. They are based on something.
yeah. So talking about traffic,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Or staying within the rules, it is not so much as about sticking to the rules or being a good citizen, as much
Mm.
as about caring for the other humans, right, on this planet.
Mm. Mm.
Or
Mm. Mm.
like, am I
Being a good
caring for
citizen,
them?
you're earning some points somewhere. God knows where.
Yeah,
But it's like
yeah.
a
So
kind
it's
of showing
more
how
about, yeah,
virtuous you are. But this is not
yes,
showing anything. This is, you
yeah. So this is
show
just,
that you're
yeah,
a good citizen, show that you're a good boy. There's nothing to show.
yeah. I feel it's large, like not honking your vehicle or just maintaining a safe distance,
Hmm. Hmm.
following the traffic rules is a lot about the relationship you have with
Hmm.
the other beings on this
Hmm.
earth.
Hmm.
Like, do you want all of us to live happily?
Hmm.
I mean, after this ride or this drive,
Hmm.
do you want people to go back to their homes safe,
Hmm.
right? So that they can be with their families. It
Hmm.
is all about that,
Hmm. And it's all
right?
internalized.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
all
internalized.
internalized.
Nobody goes out driving on the road with the intention to destroy.
Yeah.
But the problem is that we have got so accustomed to even to venting our frustration, I think, when we drive. The frustration may be somewhere else, but somehow we take it out on somebody else on the road.
Yes.
As in honking.
Yes. Yeah. As
So
in
that
honking.
again shows something that needs to be healed. I mean, why do
Yeah.
you honk? You're angry about something.
Yeah.
And if there is something in the system, which something, you see, you have the system, the current system, and you have rules based on common sense. And sometimes
Yeah.
the system goes against that common sense. As in, I wonder why traffic management follows X pattern at Y crossing when it could easily, a slight shift in that could make things so much easier. Why then are
Yeah.
they following that?
Yeah.
And then you start wondering whether they are following that just so that they can, because they get a field for prosecuting you and making some money.
Yes.
They
Yes.
design the rule to be weighted against you so that you can make the
Yes.
maximum mistakes, so that
Yeah.
your common sense sometimes makes you break a rule.
Yeah.
Because it seems meaningless to follow that rule, you break it. Your instinct makes
Yes.
you break it, and that gets you into trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that means that the system also has to be examined. And the
Yes.
rules
Yes.
cannot be set in stone, right? In nature, they are
No.
not set in stone.
In nature, yes. And you said it. In nature, it is not set in stone, right? It is in nature, it is just being present to the moment.
Yes,
It
yes,
is,
yes.
I mean, like, there are no, I mean, a pack of wolves don't have an
Yes,
instruction manual or a rule book.
and maybe the wolf that is most present to the moment and who
Hmm.
instinctively inspires the trust in all the other wolves becomes the alpha.
Yeah.
They look automatically to that wolf for leadership. There
Yes.
must be, I mean,
Yes.
we perceive these as some games they play for dominance and supremacy. We are using our human male narrative then,
Yes.
but
Yes.
we don't know what actually goes on
Yeah.
inside the wolf's psyche.
No, we don't.
We
Ah, that
don't.
is such an important aspect,
Yes, but
Chakra. We just tried, yeah.
we are mapping our own rules of dominance and whatever submission to the wolf pack as we study them. We are studying them
Yes.
with our filters.
Yeah, we are
You know,
assigning it.
I
We are,
think the wolf does this organically.
yeah, wolf does it organically.
It is a wolf who happens to be the leader that becomes the leader. It's not as if the
Yes.
wolf sat down and elected a leader to be the alpha.
No,
It's
no,
not as if that wolf gave a manifesto. But then
no.
we treat it in that way when we study them.
Yeah. Yeah. We assign human characteristics and
Yes, yes.
we look
We tend to
human
everything.
constructs,
Human
which is a
construct,
violation, which is a
our
violation.
pet dog also, our pet cat.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
what we call
Yeah.
domestication. You see, the wolf may be wild, but in our thought process, we tend to domesticate him
Yes.
and view
Yeah.
him according to our rule book.
Yes. Yes.
You see, and they
Ah,
kill
so
and eat
important.
in the
Yeah.
wild, and we say, so horrible, he killed and ate. But then he's not being horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he does not have that moral compass which we have set in stone.
Yeah.
And sometimes we judge. A hungry child picks up some food he or she sees,
Yeah.
eats it.
Mm.
But then
Yeah.
we don't beat up that child. We talk to that
Yeah.
child and find out what made that child hungry. But in a different
Yes.
system, what would we do? We would beat up that child. The first thing we would do is we say, stop thief, and we punish that child.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the first thing we do. And that's
Yes.
not what we should do. We need to we need to get to the bottom of the system that made the child do that in the first place. Why
Yeah.
would the child
Yeah.
do that? Why does the child have to be hungry?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Chakra. The change has to happen at the level of systems. It cannot happen at the individual level, you know.
We are not willing
So I think
to change the system.
what we can do is we can continue to nurture our curiosity. We can continue to nurture our art. We can continue to nurture the softness, right? Because at some point of time, perhaps that will create a ripple effect on the systems.
Water will wear
Right?
the stone.
Yeah. That is
So keep
that is
flowing.
all.
Yes.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. And
You
you too,
run
Chakra.
something called iFlow. We are coming back.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us something more about iFlow. Tell us something about the integration of your different ventures. You are also a warm data host. You'll have to tell us something
Yes.
more about all this. The audience would like
Oh,
to hear this. So
yes,
over
yes,
to you.
yes. I would love to. I would love to.
Please,
Right.
tell
Yeah,
them
yeah, yeah,
about this.
yeah. So, yeah. So warm data host, right, Chakra? I'm just hoping, I stay true to that concept, right? And share how I sense that warm data host, right? Yeah. So like, a warm data host, you remember like a few minutes back when we were talking, I had mentioned that corporates want everything that can be quantified, that can be put in a spreadsheet, an Excel sheet, everything needs to have a formula. Right? If you're studying something, it has to fit somewhere on a spreadsheet so that, the relationships between those elements can be studied, right? But those are all cold facts, right, in the Excel sheet, in the cells.
Yes.
They have been decontextualized. They have been removed from the context to study those interrelationships. Right? And there is no warmth there. Right? I mean, right? So studying a grasshopper which has been pinned to a board is very different from studying a grasshopper in its natural habitat. As you know, a grasshopper is relating with the grass, with the trees, with the animals, with the leaves, right? There is so much of warmth in that study. The information is very different, right? So this warm data is the study of interrelationships, right? Intersteeping, how the systems are interconnected and how we are the combining of many things. Now, since we have known each other for 10 years, right? I have a lot of chakra within me also, within me. Right? And so that is the reason some of your vocabulary, some of your thoughts, they just, your way of looking at the world, engaging with the world, come out through me at moments. And I'm unaware of it. It comes out very organically, very naturally. Yeah. And so when I say I'm Shri or I'm Shri Devi, who is Shri Devi, right? There is chakra within me, then there are my sons within me, there is my cat within me, there are my parents within me, there is the places I have lived in.
Your mentors, your guru.
Yeah, everyone, right?
Your siblings.
And all of that is warm.
You use a word, right? Intersteep. What does that mean?
Intersteep. Intersteeping is like how when you put tea in hot water, right? It steeps, right? You cannot separate the tea from the water.
Okay.
So now I cannot separate the chakraness within me
Mm,
from me.
mm. This is exactly what we meant by Sri Chakra.
Yes. And you do this warm data and this complexity very naturally, Chakra. That is what I have noticed.
Mm,
Your thinking is very non-sequential, very not non-sequential, very non-linear,
mm,
you know,
mm.
and you bring a lot of context into your thought process. It's
Mm.
not just cause effect or a generalization,
Mm.
like projecting.
Mm.
So, so yeah, that is warm data.
And
That
this is
is,
how
so
you are. This is how you are. So you needed to do something to qualify for this, to
yeah,
become
yeah,
a
yeah.
warm
So
data.
I did a
Tell us more
3 week
about
warm
it.
data. Yeah, yeah. I did a 3 week warm data course
Okay.
with International Bateson Institute.
Okay.
Uh, Nora Bateson was our teacher, and she is a fabulous teacher.
Okay. Okay.
So
And do you
it
recommend
was
that lay people go for this course, or do you need to have some specialization to do it?
no, you don't have to have any specialization for it. In fact, this course I mean, does not, how do I say it? It does not adhere to these, eligibility criteria or whatever.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So,
Hmm.
however, there are these people need people sessions which happen online, which are free, right?
Okay. Hmm.
And I would say attend a few of those, and get a sense of how it works, right?
Okay. And
Because
is
this
the
is,
cost very expensive? Would some of our young friends here benefit from doing it? Would it help
yeah, they
them
would
to
benefit.
handle
They
their
would benefit.
workplace
So there is,
better?
yeah, there are scholarships also,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's only
And
3 weeks.
it's 3 weeks.
It's full time.
It's, no. 3 weeks, 3 hours each day.
3 hours
So
each
I
day
don't
for
know.
3 weeks. I'm sure people who have a workplace can also give that time.
Yes.
Tell us the costs
Yes.
also so that these people will know, have an idea. What would you have
Yeah.
to pay for it?
So Chakra, I got a 50% scholarship.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I got a 50% scholarship, and I think the scholarships keep changing.
Okay.
Uh, you know,
Hmm.
and I'll share the link with you.
Please share
Yeah,
the link
yeah,
so that I can
yeah.
post that link under this talk show, under the video
Yes,
of this when this video goes up on YouTube. So
yes,
people will know how to follow, how to go about it. And is there
yes.
anything else you recommend for them to do? And I'm sure you recommend that they do a freewheeling session with me.
Oh, yes. I would say do a freewheeling session with Chakra, follow her posts, engage with those posts, right? More importantly.
My posts are
Uh,
rather closed at the moment, so most of it is going to be transferred to YouTube, for engagement. Because
okay.
Facebook is
Yeah,
not proving a very stable or viable setup
yeah,
for doing this, for opening out to the public. There is very little
yeah,
control when you let the public in. So I am a little cautious about this, as this is my integrated personality showing up, which has evolved over so
yes.
many years. So it is a little difficult to create a new one. I have the page, but it becomes a little artificial to do things on the page. And my
Yeah, there
personal
is something
profile,
about that
there is
page. Yeah,
something restrictive in the page interface and interactions which make it
yeah.
difficult. So it is a lot
Even I find it easier to,
to do it on my own space than on the page. And
yes,
I'm for privacy reasons, I'm not able to keep it public because
yeah,
there is
yeah,
immediate mayhem. I mean, considering
yeah,
the number of people I am acquainted with, it becomes
yeah,
problematic. So
yeah,
I don't do that. But there's a place where I don't really have to, interact with people, which is YouTube, and I can be more
yeah,
negative about it. So I'm more or
Yeah.
less taking my interactions over to YouTube. As you can see,
Fabulous.
a lot of I
Yes, yes, yes.
post there, and of course my blog is there. So I thought the
Yeah.
single point of contact would be YouTube.
Yes.
I've set it up that way, and it's very public.
Fabulous.
One can find it. So it's, I hope more people find it. And so
Yeah.
I would recommend that. See, I'm offering right now this, apart from the workshops, which
Mm-hmm.
are quite juicy, I'm also offering this light session.
Yeah.
I'm offering that. It's an hour-long session. It is 800 rupees
Mm.
per head. It is one-on-one. It is available anytime at short notice. You can ask for it because it is free
Yes.
and pretty much
Yes.
like what we are doing here.
Yes.
So a
Yeah.
person really has a chance to open up on that.
Yeah. Yes.
And people, see, people have to understand that there is a value on time and energy, right?
Yeah.
So it's not possible just to keep doing channel videos to people and,
Yes. Yeah.
broadcasting your message to them. For a real serious interaction, there is a cost and energy exchange. And I think
Yeah.
it's very vital for people to understand this. And I'm sure
Yes.
initially you also had a lot of trouble, because I've seen from your blog posts, and from your Facebook posts also, the number of people who pretend to do you a favor and try and take a free ride off you.
Yes. Yes.
And that has been a
Yes, Chakra.
lifelong problem.
That has
Pose as you
been a
you
continuing
pose as
problem,
your
that
benefactor,
has been a
pose as
continuing
your
problem.
benefactor, and come and
Yeah.
take something of you. So I think that is we have to be very, we do have to have certain very clear boundaries and borders when
Yeah.
it comes to the fact that we are offering a professional service.
Yes.
Really need a lot of I need a lot of advice from you on how to do this, because this is the biggest challenge. You have faced this challenge. People have wanted, you have had many avatars professionally,
Yes.
an
People, I
editor,
have faced this challenge and
even
I
in the
continue to face this challenge,
and
Chakra.
even in the
Yeah.
workplace, when you were an employee, people piling
Mm.
work onto you as if they are doing you a favor.
Mm.
That's a
Yeah.
very typical thing, so like I know the problems you have had, and you have written very frankly about them. I mean, I've studied you,
Yeah.
like you are at, and the kind of thing you're doing now, warm data, and you think that your basic field was cost accountancy.
Yes.
But then there is, I think your skills as a cost accountant become very important to all of us. So I think you have to share a little bit of that as well, because I think when we give our time and our energy,
Mm.
and when I do a client session, let me tell you, there is a lot of research.
Mm.
I do a
Yeah.
lot of research to help that particular client.
Yeah.
If it's one on one, it is really one on one. And I mean, you can ask anybody, you can ask them what they received actually from me. And it's, I think,
Yes.
nobody can deny that it's just a cake. They are really getting what they're getting for a song,
Yeah.
because I stay in touch, I speak to them in advance to try and
Yeah.
find, or to trace where the problem could be coming from. Is there a problem? Does the person just need to unload? Does the person need a little solace? There are many
Mm.
different
Yeah.
needs that a person has, when they come to you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have
Yeah.
understood this. I mean, I have sent
Yes.
a person to you whom I think you got that person up and going in maybe 1 or 2 sessions.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to have a prolonged relationship and session after session, to
No.
feed this whole thing. So when you are giving quality, then naturally there is a price for quality.
Yes. That
Over
is.
quantity. So I may, say, okay, come to me every day, give me 500 rupees every day.
Yeah.
Even if I
Yeah.
have one client and that client says, oh, well, I have a serious mental health issue, I have to go to ma'am every day or every week or whatever, then okay, I'm going to pay this.
Yeah.
and he or she keeps paying this and going on and on. And if I remember right, I think I had shared with you that the person I sent you had run up a 40,000 rupee bill
Mm.
on this ongoing process, and was at a dead end, after that.
Yeah.
So it is, that's not the kind of thing we are doing. And it's become a
No.
stereotype that, you have to be in mental, like if you are going to a mental health professional, remember
Mm.
it's a long haul, remember it costs a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah.
these narratives are also being beaten into people. But it's not
Yes.
necessarily so. And it is not even necessarily what is called mental health. It's
Yeah. That
just
word mental health has been
that
just
word
blown
mental
out of,
health
yeah.
has been, beaten to death
Yeah.
and is being used, misused, thrown around. I mean,
It
somebody
has.
shows a
Yeah.
slight mood swing and immediately 10 people crack down on them saying, don't neglect your mental health.
Yeah.
So that becomes a bigger challenge for people like us, if you ask.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
are not, we are giving you, or maybe just as I say, I only shine the light on your own path. Sometimes you've lost
Yes.
your way to the switch, maybe, and maybe all
Hmm.
I do is to gently let you find the switch again so that you can switch on
Yes.
the light and see.
Yeah.
And I believe you think in similar ways, or if you disagree with this also, you can weigh in with that, where you think that maybe this is not the right approach.
So Chakra, like you said, this challenge, right,
Yes.
of people not wanting to pay,
Yes.
or people just asking for free coaching, it
Yes.
has been an ongoing thing for me,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So that said, I also have this a flexible free structure, right?
mm, mm,
Like if I feel the client is well off and can pay, I charge them premium
mm, mm,
fees,
mm, mm.
right? And if they are from a developed country, they're employed in a developed country, right? Like they're, yeah, then I charge them more. However, if they're still studying, you know, I
Okay.
charge
Yes.
them very less, and sometimes I even waiver the fees if
Yeah, I know. I
uh,
know. I know.
yeah. So this is mm, so that said, it is also important to let these people who can pay know that they have to pay. No,
There's no
uh,
there's no two things on that.
there's no two things on that. No two things.
And
And
if
even, yeah,
yes, and
and
we have to be
these,
very firm about this.
yeah, and also like for everyone, I ask them, like you have to commit to come to these 3 or 4 sessions and apply,
Mm,
their commitment to apply, their ability to take ownership of their life, right?
mm.
Because healing is not something you can give a person, right?
No, you
It
can't.
is,
Nobody gives it.
yeah,
No,
it's a
they heal.
co-exploring. Yeah, it's a
Yes,
process of
yes.
co-exploring, right? And then this,
Co-exploring. I love
yeah,
that word.
yeah.
Co-exploring. See?
So, yeah, the road continues to be bumpy, but these are some of, you know,
Maybe it's taken
pieces.
you all of 6 years to feel okay, you can actually
Yes.
earn your living
Yeah.
from this.
Yes.
And that's tough. So do you feel that one needs an alternative stream while doing this? Because this is very immersive and very draining. So where's the
Yes.
energy left to pursue an alternative?
Exactly,
That
Chakra.
becomes, it's such
And
high quality, deep work that we do, but then people just,
it's high, yeah. And
we are
also
not
just,
doing a copy paste, which even a doctor, a specialist who takes so much money and sees you
mm,
for 2 minutes and then says, okay, these interns will talk to you about the rest, and packs
yeah,
you off to those team of, those young people. Bless their hearts, they do a good job, but then
yeah,
why do you have all this? I mean, the good old doctor would actually be a family friend.
yeah. Yeah. And another more important thing is, because this work is deep, it is immersive, it
Hmm.
is very improvisational, non-linear, right?
So it is
And
creative
to just
essence.
yeah,
Yes.
and to step away from this into a world that is very linear, you
Hmm.
know, to
Hmm.
ensure that you get regular income
Hmm.
is a choice you have to make, like how can you,
How can you
want to, or
balance?
do you want to, or how, what is it? So it
See,
is very
like I
important to
can
be
tell
aware.
you, I mean, maybe I would want to at say 45, and I
Hmm.
would be able to, but am I
Yeah,
able to at 65?
yeah,
That also becomes a
yes,
question.
yeah.
So does that mean I drop this mission altogether? Does that mean I drop my passion? No.
Oh,
My
Chakra,
passion
no.
matters too much to me. So
Yeah,
you see how how I really from day to day how I have to cut it fine to actually survive.
yes,
And that's a huge challenge. And today, with the way the economy and the government and all are going, your passive income streams are all dry.
yeah,
It's not like, I worked once upon a time and okay, I saved this money and that thing helps to fuel me while I pursue this. It's no longer the
yeah, yeah,
longer the
yeah,
case. And that has been quite devastating for some of us
yeah,
who banked on this.
yes,
Well, I say nobody banks on it, but sometimes, say, your illness
yeah,
or a situation forces you to bank on it. And who knows when those situations come? Those situations have come.
yeah,
So it's,
yeah,
I'm being very candid. I'm being very candid with
yeah,
the audience. But I think
yes,
we should be past that stage of, the person who helps you should be absolutely neutral. And, those old viewpoints about the neutrality of the therapist. I think a caring, invested healer
yes, yes,
much
caring,
more value
invested,
than the neutral therapist.
yes, yes, yes,
And a caring, invested healer probably gets there much faster.
yes,
A caring,
yes,
invested healer, note the word invested.
yeah,
We are investing
yes,
something.
yeah,
There has to be
yes,
an energy exchange and something intangible, non quantifiable. People find it hard to. Artist friends of mine say the same thing. Why do people they want to take away art free? Why do they not want to pay for art? Why do they not want to
yeah,
pay for music? I mean, just because this is art, right?
yeah,
Have taken this from a methodology into a creative art.
yeah,
And that's exactly what you're doing with this warm data.
yes,
This data is alive.
yeah,
And we have a
yes.
minute to go because I think we really love talking to each other. But
Yes, Chakra.
I
Yes.
think we are both very tired, and I have taken a lot of your time, and it has been such an honor to have you, Sri.
Same here,
I
Chakra.
have
Same
longed
here.
to have you as a guest, and finally, this has been a dream come true, absolute dream come true. And I should
Same here.
to my audience, I mean, follow Sri Devi Datta. It is worth every minute of your time, and you will feel the warmth. You will feel yourself growing as a person. Talk to her, connect with her, and sign up for what she offers. It is going to make a huge difference to your life.
Ah, thank you. Thank you so much,
Sri,
Chakra.
I'm sure you would have a few words to say about.
Yes.